I never had the idea that I would start my own brand.
You started really around the time of COVID.
I was 16 when my dad sent me to like a modeling academy.
Oh, there's a modeling academy?
Yeah, 20, 50, 100,000. So that's how we started our business. It's like, oh, okay, there's actually people who want our stuff.
What was your, I feel like I want to give up moment?
And he says like, if it fails, in like 6 months, we'll close it down.
Can I ask, how much do you pay yourself? That one is recording. That one is recording. That one's recording. We're good.
I have a question. Can you edit a podcast after you've uploaded it?
A little bit, yes. Yes. So there was this one time I posted something that I think I shouldn't have said. So I just removed it from YouTube. I download the episode as an audio file and then I replaced it on Spotify. Okay, alright. Hello, Assalamualaikum. Anda bersama kita dalam
Borak.
Space. Saya Hakim Parker.
Saya Haris Azman.
And we are with...
I'm Cheng.
We'll talk more about Cheng later, right after this intro. Alright, now we're back. Cheng, it's so... I can call you Cheng,
Yes,
right?
Sebelum tu. Ada music kacau.
Oh yes,
okay dah.
that makes
Do you
sense.
want to restart the...
Nah.
I like that.
We're very simple flow kind of people.
Cool.
Cheng, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you for having me.
It's such an honor to have you.
Stop.
No, really it is. Because I remember I had this friend before. We're not friends anymore,
Oh, okay.
sadly.
See, who is it?
It's okay, we'll talk about it later. I remember we wanted to start a fashion brand and one of our inspos or our mood board was your brand.
Oh.
Was actually Ghostboy.
Wow.
And I, as a male, I didn't know Ghostboy as much because I don't think I was the target audience, maybe. Maybe. So
Fair.
then she showed me everything inside and I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. And then fast forward to today, you have your own shop now.
Yeah.
And that's crazy. Okay, let's start off fresh to the people who don't know you. You started off as a model.
Yes, I started
Okay,
off as a model.
when was that? How old are you?
I was 16 when my dad sent me to like a modeling academy.
Oh, there's a
Wow.
modeling academy?
Yeah. Who knew? There's an
Where?
industry for everything. Yeah, but there's a modeling academy and he sent me there not because he actually wanted me to be a model. He was just like, oh, your mom's not really around much, so you should learn how to like walk in heels, do your makeup, do your hair. So it was very endearing.
Okay.
Yeah, it was a very sweet thing for him to do. So,
Oh.
yeah, but then it seemed to like slowly grow into a potential career. And so that's how I started doing it. And I think I properly started doing it when I was 17.
Properly when you were 17. Oh, and then did you just model all the way or did you also study?
Oh, no, yeah. I definitely studied. I never saw modeling as like the be all end all for me as a
Okay.
career. So it was, I started modeling at 17 and I went to college in Sunway and then I did a
Oh,
finance
same. I'm
degree.
some way as well.
Yeah.
Oh.
What did you study?
I studied film.
Oh, that's
what,
fun.
What did you study?
I did my pre-U there. I did like Australian matriculation there.
I see.
Yeah. And then after that, I went to Monash for uni.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I was doing modeling the entire time, part-time.
Oh, damn. That sounds fun.
Yeah, it was
What
fun.
were you studying during your study at Monash?
Yeah, I did a business degree in finance.
Understood.
Finance.
Understood.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Lovely. And you started off when you were 17 and here you are now. Upon all of these years, when did the idea to start a brand steadily pop up? I know it started in 2020, but the idea must have came first. So was it like the same year?
I never had the idea that I would start my own brand.
Okay.
Like it kind of, I was telling you just now that it kind of just, the opportunity kind of just fell into my lap out of this interest to learn something new, like learn a new skill. And yeah, the business opportunity kind of came like on a silver platter, I guess.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
A little bit hard to explain, but
All right. Okay.
interesting. I have a fun fact.
All right.
When I was 17 and I didn't really know what to do, like I baru finished SPM and I was like not really sure like what I want to study. My mom brought me to meet like a medium, like a fortune teller of sorts. And she's like, you'll one day start a clothing brand.
Wow.
When I was 17. That's like 3 years predating when I actually started it. And I was like, nah, no way. I'm going to study finance. So I studied finance. I came out of doing that and then I started a business.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Drop her ad.
Nak kena try lah.
Drop her ad. Jeez.
Yeah. It's pretty
Wow,
accurate.
That's strong.
Right?
That's really strong.
Boleh lepas ni kita cari.
Kita cari. Okay, and it's crazy. So it came at the silver platter. At what year did it came? Then on the same year that you started?
Yeah. Okay. So the history of how we started. I had just finished my last paper of finance, and I was so done with like studying. I was really interested to pick up a new skill, which is to sew. I've always had this interest. I would like DIY my own clothes, cut up thrifted stuff. I've started like small like business ventures related to clothes before already in uni. And then after I finished that last paper, I messaged my friend David, who's now my business partner. It's like, hey, I want to learn how to sew. Do you know where I can go for like these like short classes or something? And he was like, don't waste your money. Just come over. I'll teach you how to sew. And he had a studio. He had like sewing machine. Yeah.
What was the brand of the sewing machine? Do you happen to remember?
No.
Janome brother,
Maybe,
no idea.
Juki?
Juki. Oh, I've never heard of that before.
Juki, or is it brother? Wow, I can't remember.
Okay,
Damn,
fair,
what the hell?
fair.
That's so bad.
It's all good. At least you remember the skills.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I know for sure that the overlock machine that brought us our first pile of money, I guess, was the Juki, and it's the overlock machine.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I've never heard of Juki before. Okay.
Yeah,
Right.
so he invited me to come over, and I think we started sewing off like really small things. And at the time, I didn't know where to get fabric from. Like, I've never studied fashion. I don't know where to. I don't know about Spotlight. I don't know about Kamda and stuff.
I was about to say Spotlight.
Yeah. But like, I'm dumb, you know.
No, it's okay. I didn't know until it was 2 years ago as well. So yeah, fair.
But the thing that I did know was that I can thrift fabric. Like, I can thrift clothes, and then I can cut it up to like become fabric, because that was what I was already doing. So then I bought like a bag of thrifted clothes, and I brought it to him. It's like, hi, can we just cut some of this stuff? And he was like, yeah, sure. And then we made our first ever top, and I was like, yeah, that's so cute. And then we put it up online, and there were people who were interested. And we were like, okay, we'll make 10 to sell to our friends. And then we made 10, and I was like, oh, there's more than 10 people that want to buy it. Okay, we'll make like 20, 50, 100, 1,000. So that's how we started our business. It's like, oh, okay, there's actually people who want our stuff.
Okay.
Yeah. And
right.
so one day David was like, do you think we should start like a business? Like actually like open a Sendirian Berhad, or not Sendirian Berhad, but like go apply for SSM. And he says like, if it fails, in like 6 months, we'll close it down. And they're like, yeah, sure, okay.
And 4 years later.
4 years later, we're still here.
Wow. You started really around the time of COVID.
Yeah.
That was the time people couldn't even go out to wear anything.
Yeah.
But online shopping was real, I guess.
Online shopping was so real, especially in the first months when we started. We started just before COVID hit. So I think we started selling our stuff in like December of 2019.
Okay.
And then we officially incorporated in 2020, February-ish. Yeah. And then when did MCO start?
Oh, I think March.
Yeah.
February, March, somewhere around there.
Yeah, March hit. We had to like start, because we were sewing everything ourselves at the time. So the way we would do it was that we would stock up on a lot of thrifted fabric before the MCO hit.
Okay.
And then I would cut in my bedroom.
Okay.
I would like just cut, and then I would move all of the cut pieces to David at his house, and he would sew it. And then he'll send it back to me. I'll take the pictures and I'll upload it, and I'll start like selling it and stuff.
I see. Wow. You
like
say this came at a silver platter. It seems that's silver to me. That's a lot
But it
of
was
work.
fun at the time. It was fun. Like,
Okay.
and it was like earning us a decent amount of money when you're like early 20s. So like, damn, that's a lot of money. And I think that, okay.
Damn. I feel like the only silver platter that I recognize from this entire story is the fact that maybe because you were in the industry and you capitalize on the fact that you were in the industry, in the fashion industry in some sense, right? Where people look up to your fashion sense because you are a model.
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah, for sure.
So I think that contributed. And you had a friend. Doesn't seem like it's silver platter. I mean, it seems like you really put your hard ass to it.
Yeah,
no
like
doubt.
to glorify it.
No, you really put your hard ass to it. No doubt, for sure. And and 4 years later, here you are, and you just recently opened a store.
Yeah.
And what was that like?
It feels really good now in hindsight, but leading up to it, it was just like, I was like pulling my hair out. Yeah, it was stressful. I think you know how that feels also, right?
Yeah.
God damn. Okay, because like I remember when I first invited you to the podcast, you were not available because you were busy moving out. moving up from your old office, right?
From my old studio.
So this would be the new studio lah, right? The new office that you have right now.
Yeah.
Is that all the hair
this
pulling?
store, yeah.
Kamu semua kat sana.
Kat store nampak banyak ni rambut lah. Ni rambut Cheng. Okay.
The new store is actually like a showroom and studio. So half of it is our store and then half of it is our studio. That's how it works. Yeah.
Okay. How long did it take like to get there? Like I want to know, like it started from just on Instagram to registering your first SSM.
Yeah.
And I heard from my friends that you also did like some pop-ups here and there.
Yeah.
Okay, so what was that like? From pop-up to store?
Wow, you're really like, I need to scratch my brain for that.
Okay. I'll guide you. Lovely.
So I think in 2020, we launched our first ever proper collection. So it's like not upcycled stuff.
Okay.
Was that 2021? I'm so bad.
It's okay. It's around there.
It's somewhere there. It's
somewhere there.
between one of the years.
Yeah, if they're a big fan, they'll figure it out.
Yeah. I think it's probably 2021. Sorry. Yeah. And the year before that, we did a pop-up and it was like a huge success. Like we had so many people like lining up to come into our store and we realized,
wow, where was the pop-up at?
It was in this place called Safe House. Have you heard of it?
Ah, yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it was like a really like young and place with a lot of arts and culture.
The right target audience.
Yeah, and it was owned by one of our friends as well.
Okay, all right. So it started from there. That pop-up. How long were you in the pop-up phase? Or Safe House was the only pop-up that you had?
Safe House was the only pop-up we had that year.
Okay.
And then next year we did our first collection because we wanted to be taken more seriously.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we were kind of like grappling with this feeling of like, oh, people don't really think that we're a fashion brand just because we're doing upcycling. And like people like feeling like, oh, we can't design because we're just making the same things. We're just sewing the same things all over. So we wanted to do something that kind of felt a little bit more familiar to David in the sense because he's the one that studied fashion. He knows how to build collections and how to build concepts. Yeah, so 2021, we did our first collection.
What was the collection called?
It was called Portal to Another Planet.
Ooh.
Yeah, and that was that collection. We referenced a lot this movie called Fantastic Planet.
Oh.
Yeah, and it's like a stop motion watercolor, like weird aliens. They're really colorful. They,
Wow.
Yeah, I mean you can search it up later.
Okay. What was it again?
Fantastic Planet.
Fantastic
But it's a French
Planet.
movie, so everything is in French.
Subtitles it is.
Yeah, subtitles. Yeah, but really great movie, super wacky. And then that we kind of like tied in the collection to meaning something like wanting to escape to a fantasy because at the time obviously like MCO and stuff, we were like locked in our homes and stuff. So it's just like this feeling of like wanting to be elsewhere, wanting to be out, wanting to go to a nightclub, wanting to wear amazing clothes and go out.
And that was like the entire 2021-ish era. And that time it was just still fully online.
Still fully online.
Betul. Tapi macam contoh kan, macam pada masa tu kan, macam you punya design and all macam bukannya macam boleh pakai sesuka hati. Contoh macam dalam rumah ke apa, itu macam occasional punya baju, betul kan?
I would say pieces. Actually you can wear like a lot of the stuff that we made in that collection, even though it's referencing a lot of like going out and like fetish wear and but if you broke down the looks separately, they're all pieces that you could wear at home. Yeah, and they're all comfortable enough to wear at home. Yeah, it's like all like knitted stuff. It looks comfy lah.
Multi-purpose.
Yeah, it's all about the styling.
Okay, lovely. Okay, interesting. And then so it started 2021 online, and then 2022 was like around the same concept as well, just online as well. 2022,
at that point, we had already have like a couple of stockists.
Okay, what's stockist?
Wow.
So stockist is like
dah ada stockist.
Stockist apa?
Dia macam contoh macam okay kau ada barang tapi orang yang tolong jualkan, orang pegang barang
it's like
kau.
how
like dropshipping?
No, not like dropshipping.
Okay,
Take
my
for
bad.
instance like Comme des Garçons sells their stuff at Club 21. Club 21 is the stockist.
I see.
Yeah, the consignor.
Yes.
So they help you sell it in a physical store.
Okay.
And then they'll take a cut from your sales. So there's two types. There's one that's a consignment basis, and then there's another one that's a wholesale basis. So wholesale means they would buy from you at a discounted rate, say maybe 50% off. And then they will pay you in advance and they will just sell it on their own. Whatever they earn is theirs.
Diorang punya lah.
Yeah. And then consignment is I'll take your stock from you and then I'll help you sell it. When you make a sale, I'll take 30% and then you can take however much you have.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a really nice proposal. Damn. That's not bad. Does that hurt your margins?
It does, yeah. Of course.
Okay.
That's why we opened a store.
Because I'm thinking like, oh, that does sound like it hurts your margins, but at the same time, like it creates awareness for the brand, right?
Yes, it does. Yeah,
Yes.
it's like a marketing. Yeah, and it's also a lot more feasible, especially if you want to expand overseas and you don't have the means of traveling overseas. Like our first ever stockist, I think, was in Singapore.
Wow.
I think I might be
Okay.
lying.
It's okay.
Okay,
It's okay.
yeah, but Singapore.
Roll the line.
Yeah, it's because we wanted to sell in Singapore, but we don't have the money and we are not able to obviously move to Singapore and start open a store there ourselves and start selling, right? And at the time, we had already had quite a good audience in Singapore from our online store, so we know that there's demand there. And so we found a stockist who was also my friend to help us sell stuff there. Yeah, that store was called Spades.
Spades. Why have I feel like I heard that store before?
But they've closed down now.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
Yeah,
Okay,
something
so
like that.
the name Ghostboy, where that even came from?
Ghostboy.
Get that question a lot. And if I ask you to come up with a name for like a brand,
Fair. Yep.
how long would you take?
Oh, I would tell Harid it doesn't fucking matter. Because when we first made the name for Borak Space, I told him it doesn't fucking matter. What does Dior or Louis Vuitton meant before the legacy that they left behind? It's how you carry the brand that matters more than the name.
Right.
So I tell
right.
him, doesn't matter. Like, we're talking, right? Okay,
Yeah,
all right.
but Dior and Louis Vuitton is like their names. Like, why not call your podcast like Harith and
Harif Hakim apa
Yeah,
semua.
haha.
Haha podcast, man.
Tapi kita fikir jugalah untuk nama kita.
Yeah,
Borak
we did.
Space.
Right.
We did. Yeah, there was some thought of it.
Seminggu 2-3 hari mungkin.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I
I
just
feel like
let
it's
it.
so hard to come up with a name
Betul,
because it's so
betul.
scary and you
Yep.
feel so permanent.
Mm.
Yeah, but Ghostboy, we came up with it because we were at the time thinking that this business would last 6 months. And like, yeah, we'll just call it whatever.
Okay.
No, not call it whatever. But okay, the story behind it is that at the time I was like kind of going through a breakup,
Friend. You had a breakup with a friend.
like a really bad breakup. Not really bad, but like
I
I was in
kinda
my
knew.
feels.
I kind of knew it had some element of ghosting to it.
No,
not really.
that.
Okay, not that.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. That was my gut
Okay,
feeling. My gut could be wrong.
Okay, but
Okay, okay.
close.
Close,
Yeah,
close.
no, it was a really good relationship. Yeah, but we ended things, and you know how when you like break up with somebody, you like go back through like playlists of like songs you used to listen to, and songs get sent and stuff. And Ghostboy was one of the songs that
Friend. A friend sent her that song.
I was like, I really like this song.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's a song by Robotaki. And so I pitched it to David and it's like, okay, that was it. That was the first option. That was it.
Damn.
Terus okay.
There's okay.
Damn.
Yeah.
He's probably there thinking, she hasn't moved on. Probably not.
yeah.
Probably not. I've seen your post. You're happy.
I'm happy. I'm for sure happy.
Wow. Okay, I want to tell the audience a little bit because we had this small conversation about like when Cheng asked me like what I do for full time, and Harry is a full time influencer, and I am a full time influencer as well, but it's mainly more towards the podcast. And we agreed or understood each other in a phase where we love what we're doing,
Okay.
but we at the same time it's hard to monetize that or have that become a stable pay or stable income. What was that like for Ghostboy? Where you felt, maybe like, am I actually liking this? Is this actually paying the pills?
Yeah.
Right.
What was your, I feel like I want to give up moment?
Right. Wow. Such a heavy question. Okay. I feel like that feeling, it takes so long to go away. And sometimes we still feel it now. And we'll still feel it next year. And it's just kind of like, okay, we had that kind of like breaking point or like just heavy doubts just last year.
Okay.
We were like, in our heads, we were like, oh, should we give up? Or like, should we go and find something else to do? Or like, there are other business models or other audiences that we could target that could make us a lot more money. And I'm glad that we didn't give up then, because we've had so much more growth this year than we could have planned for. And there's like, I don't know if this is actually true, but there are a lot of people who say that running a clothing brand, if you can make it past the 4-year mark, then you're good to go.
Oh.
Yeah, it's like the big breakup year.
Next year.
No, I would say we already passed it, because we have already passed the 4-year mark.
Technically, yeah. Oh, wow.
Yeah. But at the point, we were like kind of like unsure about our brand identity, or like whether or not, like, we like what we're doing, and sometimes it doesn't feel like it's paying off. And there are so many commitments that we have to pay. You have to pay to hire people, like equipment and all this stuff. And even though we're earning a lot of money in revenue, it might not be translating to profits.
Of course.
Right.
Yeah. Because you have to pay this, pay that, pay this. How many workers do you have?
We currently are a team of 7, but 5 full-time, including me and David. And then 2 are interns.
Interns, part-times.
Yeah. But like back then, when it was just me and David, it was like we all had to wear so many different hats. Yeah, like we had to deal. Like I was dealing with admin, marketing, putting stuff online, dealing with suppliers. Dealing with stockists, and then David would be dealing with suppliers, doing production, pattern making, drafting, everything.
Yeah, I get that. I think it's the same for me and Harid as well. But I think it's the same with me and Harid as well, where we also had to wear so many hats. So most of the time I'm the editor, but sometimes Harid edits because I have to be away, or I have to find guests, or Harid has to find guests, and we have to represent ourselves. We have to try book dates, and we always have to go back and forth with each other. Even when we wanted to book a slot with you, we had to go back and forth with each other. Okay, are you free? This, because he has his own thing. I have my own thing.
Would you say that you're still struggling with that, or is it getting better?
Yeah, I think last year was much more difficult.
Betul.
Tahun ni macam dah better
tahun ni
sikit
kita dah tahu dah. Okay, hari apa and all. Yeah, betul.
Yeah, kan. At least kita akan tanya macam beforehand. Yeah, so we always make it in a sense where we don't book anything yet until someone tells me what day we're shooting a podcast. So we're getting the hang of it.
Okay.
Yeah. And I was just having a conversation with Harid, like I think last month, before you went to Japan, last month, about how I feel like, I love what we're doing. Yeah. And we talk about stuff that really matters in life. And just like you said, like there are many other target audience that you can get like a shit ton of revenue from. Like for example, if you think about a podcasts that always that's always searched for, are the podcasts that tell about deep dark stories of people's lives. Oh, I used to be a police officer and I paid this prostitute, blah blah blah, that kind of shit, or ghost stories and stuff like that. But it really doesn't resonate with us. Yeah, we don't like it. Yeah, but we love what we do. We just don't like how much it pays.
Yeah, same situation. Because like for Ghostboy, we are kind of dealing with a market that is very niche in Malaysia, especially. We're targeting like women between the ages of 18 to 30 plus. And those women that want what we are offering is a very small portion of the people that populate Malaysia. And if you ask me, do I want to like do something else? It just doesn't feel like me. It doesn't feel like David. And it's just, I get it. It's really hard.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. But you survived for 4 years. That's crazy. That's really crazy.
Yeah, now dah ada kedai cantik dah.
No, I heard something from one of my recent interns. His name is Kamal.
Okay.
He told me that he had to do like a report for his internship, and then he had to like go through some of the interviews that we did in the past. And there was like an interview that we did by Pravin. Do you know Pravin?
Ah, yes, Pravin. Yeah.
Like I think that was like our first ever interview. So I can't remember when. Must be like 2020, 2021.
Okay. All right.
And one of the questions was like, oh, what are your goals in Ghostboy or something? Or like, what do you imagine to achieve? And I think in that interview, I said like, I would really love to have a runway show one day and also open my own store. And then Kamal told me that this year you achieved both of those things. So I was like, oh, that's really sweet. It's really nice of him to tell me that.
Yeah.
It's cool to know that in hindsight that I have dreamed of these things and I am able to achieve. And there's more things to dream and to achieve.
Yeah, that's true. Go you.
Thanks.
Go you and David. He's not
Yeah.
here, but go you and
Yeah,
David.
go me and David.
God damn.
But I
That's
would not say
crazy.
that I'm at where I think is what I would consider very, very successful or anything. I know that there's a long way to go.
Would you say very, very successful is like if your brand could reach overseas beyond Singapore?
We already do.
Then okay.
Yeah, but we can like grow more, I guess.
I see. So how many other countries have you targeted? Have you reached already?
Currently, we have one stockist that's in Sydney,
Okay.
and then
Ooh.
another one that's an online stockist in the US.
All right.
And then we have our online store, and our online store generates sales from really random places that we've never like bothered to do marketing at. Like Germany, Italy, Brazil.
Oh. Germany sounds like a great place to
Yeah.
market your clothes, right?
Yeah, it is. We
Yeah.
have quite a bit of sales from Germany.
Because they are a big because
Party.
when I think about your collection, it's mostly skin tight, and sometimes it reminds me of rave outfits. Is that fair
Yeah.
to say?
Yeah,
Right?
for sure. We
Yeah.
do club wear.
Right? So I'm thinking like Germany is like a great place to
Yeah,
market,
it
no?
is. Yeah, that's true.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
But we try to work within our means. We don't want to like reach out too far and then not be able to deliver quality and good service. So we'll do it slowly. as we
Yeah,
can.
slowly is the best way, right?
Yeah.
That's fair. So like me and Harry, we decided, so we had this like plan where we want to make Borak space or then just use the initials BS, change it to like B aesthetic or something like that. Because when we try to sell our merchandise, they've always been widely accepted. But I've never been sure, is it because, they bought the merchandise because they love the podcast or because they love the t-shirt? So I wanted to try and explore that a little bit more. So I was thinking that maybe I would open a website and then after that have that, be blasted for a whole year and merchandise is always there. It's just for people to buy and everything and stuff like that. So essentially it could just be like a fashion brand on the side while we still get to do our podcast and we not think about sponsors and everything and stuff like that because the whole sponsor thing is annoying. So if I were to go to that route, what would you say is the best thing for me to avoid? What
Best thing for you to avoid.
the best thing for me to avoid? Like, don't put my eggs all in one basket, or don't try to be too ambitious or overly ambitious. Or maybe that was maybe a hard question. Maybe like, what would you tell me to do? Maybe we can go there.
Oh, wow.
You have any idea?
It's so hard to gauge demand for clothing especially. And like how would you know whether or not a person is buying for the sake of like they like the shirt or versus they like the podcast? Like, do you know like maybe through like a link that they can click, then you know that they're coming from the podcast? Or
Yeah, I think like from the links, I know they're coming from the podcast. But sometimes they're also coming just from, because we do have
Shopee
people.
juga.
Yeah, Shopee juga. So we usually just blast it on Shopee only. And sometimes we have people that don't tune into the podcast as often, but they still want to buy the merchandise from time to time. So
that's awesome.
yeah, right. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm afraid that it's like I'm tooting my own horn. It could be just a few people. But then here I am, because I told Harry I wanted to make a website and then have the website, sell these things and everything and stuff like that. But I'm afraid if the website, let's say 1 month, not generate any sales, and suddenly it's just a burn to my wallet because you have to keep the website on, right?
Yeah.
For to end.
Yeah.
What do you use for your website?
Shopify.
Same. Yeah, I wanted to use that as well.
Shopify's so expensive though.
It is,
Yeah.
right. What package do you use?
I'm on the basic package, but I definitely shouldn't be.
The $25 one, right?
I think so.
Yeah,
yes.
because I just terminated the basic package and I saw 25, 68 or something and
Is
stuff like that.
it? Because we're
Yeah.
on like the old package, and the old package we are on a package that we got 4 years ago, and that comes with a lot more different like features. Not different features, but you get more, like say you get more markets, like you have more locations overseas that you can sell.
Yeah.
And then the new basic package, like if we upgrade to the same price basic package, it comes with only like maximum 3 locations. So like shit, we want to upgrade actually to a bigger business package, but we can't because then we're losing all of this functionality that we were enjoying before.
Oh, damn. Damn, should have got in early.
Yeah, apa 4 tahun lepas.
But you know that most of your audience is within Malaysia and the general.
It's
Southeast
generally
Asia, right?
Malaysia. We do have some people who wanted to buy
Singapore.
from Singapore, from Indonesia and Brunei, but they cannot access Shopee because Shopee Malaysia and Shopee Singapore and Shopee Brunei are all different like IPOs apparently.
Right.
So they cannot buy it directly.
But how come I can buy from Shopee Indonesia? Like there's like Indonesia that you
Kan,
can buy from.
Right. Some can, tapi our tu tak boleh. People can't buy from us. That's the part that I can't figure out yet.
Interesting.
Man.
Figure
Okay.
it out. You can do it.
That's true. That's true. I'm pretty sure I can.
Yeah.
Pretty sure I
Nak
can.
tanya juga macam mana you like, macam kita orang pun tak tahu macam mana you boleh post something, you punya goods dekat Germany ke you just hantar satu tempat, diorang akan shipkan your barang.
What do you mean? Like how I ship to Germany?
Macam kan ada juga
How did you reach Germany basically?
Oh, how did I reach Germany?
Mhm.
Social media is amazing, man. Like
Really?
I don't think we've never done like targeted ads to Germany or anything, but like say we maybe sponsor influencers.
Okay.
And maybe influencers have followers from different regions and then they see that and they'll just buy. We have sponsored some influencers in Germany now.
Wow.
Like 1 or 2.
Damn, that's nice.
Yeah.
Have you ever tried the Facebook market ad things?
I can't. I don't know.
What do you mean you can't? Why you can't?
Like I don't know how to Facebook anymore.
Understood.
Really bad.
Understood.
Like you know what? I should figure it out.
Facebook target audience.
But do people
Ravers.
even use Facebook?
Because like,
Right, overseas they do, right?
in overseas they do, and because they link it to Instagram no matter what.
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
So the only thing I've been doing for Facebook is just posting stuff on Instagram, and it'll just post on Facebook.
Dia macam link and
0
post.
likes.
I understand. I link my Facebook to my Instagram as
Yeah.
well, but my Facebook, all the posts, private.
Why?
Because I don't want people to see. Because my friends on Facebook are my aunties or like my old high school friends.
But what
that
if your
probably don't-
aunties want to support you?
Nah, I swear a lot.
You have to accept me for who I am.
That's true. But if I swear, they'll complain to my mom, and then my mom will swear at me, and then I'm like, oh,
I learned it from you. Just kidding.
Tama.
Yeah, Facebook.
Damn. God damn. Understood. So then, okay, if you reach Germany, if you reach like US and everything, stuff like that, and I understand it's not like a physical store, but what is the proper goal for Ghostboy?
Ooh, proper goal. So, would love to throw more parties. Would love to have more stores. Have celebrities wear our clothes, I guess. But the main thing is just to earn a lot of money.
Setuju.
And enjoy earning the enjoy working for the money.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Damn. Yeah, that is a beautiful goal, not gonna lie.
Kita pun nak macam tu juga.
Yeah.
InsyaAllah.
That's so hard.
Kita pun nak macam tu juga.
You can do it, guys.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Hopefully. God damn.
Yeah.
Hope so.
You can do it.
Hope so.
Hakim banyak fikir tau. Macam macam mana kita dah banyak sangat buat benda ni kan. But duit tu macam tak nampak lagi lah. Tapi kita masih cuba lagi lah. Kita masih cuba
you
lagi
have
lah. Yeah.
Because you don't know when your big break might be. It takes you one moment to get viral and you can.
That's
It's really
true
big.
also. That's
Yeah.
true also. Can I ask like how much do you pay yourself? Ooh.
Ooh, okay.
You don't have to give like the exact amount.
Okay.
Just figures. Because I know there's this idea of where like a business owner doesn't pay themselves that much until they know they're comfortable-ish. Okay, how do you do it?
Okay. I'll think about whether or not I want to edit this out later, but I'll just say.
Okay, sure.
I pay myself
A month?
a month.
Oh my.
Yeah, and I pay all my staff way more than I do. David gets paid more than I do. But I feel fine with it because I have other sources of income. I have influencing, I have modeling, and I don't want to pay so much in taxes.
Big brain.
That makes
betul,
so
betul.
much
Yeah,
more
but I want to
sense.
make sure that everybody else is getting paid a good amount because I am so invested in Ghostboy and no amount of like financial can make me feel like I want to leave Ghostboy. So
Yeah.
I'll just make sure everybody else has reason to stay. At least, I mean, as long
Wow.
as they're comfortable. I won't say that we are able to pay everybody a lot,
Yeah.
but yeah, I'm glad that we have a team that's like loyal and believes in us, and we hope to one day grow so that they get paid a lot more.
Wow. That's very admirable.
Mhm.
Not gonna lie, I think like a lot of businesses, sometimes how they fail is because the owner tends to pay themselves very handsomely.
Mhm.
Oh.
Yeah, and you're not in that mindset. You want to make sure the
Really?
business just continues to run and run and run.
Because it takes a lot of money to run a clothing brand.
Yeah,
Mhm.
exactly. For you to buy the kain and the machines,
Production, stuffing, rent.
stuffy rent. Damn, that's crazy.
Mhm.
Damn. And
So
here-
can I ask how much you guys are paying yourselves?
Ooh, sure.
Or how the turntables?
Yeah, how the table turned in. Okay,
You
all
can
right.
feel free to edit this out.
No. It's a fair, honest conversation.
Mhm.
So I would say I don't pay myself anything much from the podcast. Literally, okay, so we have like YouTube revenue ads. So YouTube revenue ads, it works in a sense where every 1,000 view, you get a certain amount of money.
Mhm.
We're talking certain amount as in like $2 to $3.
Okay.
Okay. So that's the bell young sometimes ring. Yeah. So if we hit, let's say, a new episode and that episode gets around like 2,000 views, we're looking $8. So me and Harit had this agreement of 60-40 because Harit paid for all of the equipment that we had right here. I just came in and put in effort. So with that, everything we earn from YouTube, I think I would say every 2 months, we're getting around 100 to 150 USD.
Mhm. Yes, betul.
Somewhere around there. That's what
Okay.
I'm noticing. So it's 60-40 in some sense. But so like around last year, Harit brought his laptop to record a podcast. And there were like drinks everywhere and stuff like that. So as we were packing up, I tripped on a wire and then that wire spilled drink on his laptop. So his laptop couldn't work.
Oh, no.
So they had to pay like for 5,000. So I told Harit, you know what? Cut off my pay until we paid off that 5,000.
That's very nice. of
Yeah,
you.
tapi aku tak check pun berapa lah, like dapat berapa.
It's okay, aku keep check.
Yeah,
Sebab aku
okay.
nak rasa duit.
Okay.
So it's mainly our main source of income, I would say, came from just the merchandise. But as of right now, we haven't paid ourselves anything from the merchandise line yet.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
Kita
so-
just roll balik, dapat
Yeah.
kita roll untuk next merch.
yeah.
Good.
I would say it's at a very healthy 4 digits. And it tempts me every time I look at it.
Right. But you have to use that money to pay for more production. or to-
Yeah, exactly. For more merchandise stuff
Yeah.
and everything and stuff like that. Because that's the only way for us to roll back money.
Betul.
Okay. So my
Yeah.
advice for your clothing line would be to not jump in too deep to it. Because how long has it been since you started this clothing line?
I think like since the merchandise thing, we're starting this year properly with hats.
Okay.
So we've noticed that people want to buy our merch to support us, but sometimes they don't have the right sizes because some of them are triple XL, some of them are triple XS.
Yep.
So our baju are usually oversized.
Okay.
And sometimes stock habis baju because we sell like only 50 to 60 pieces.
Okay.
So then we thought, you know what, we'll make hats.
Yeah, that's a good place to start.
Right. So we made hats. We're selling them somewhere around next year. And yeah, we haven't started the everything stuff yet. But the hats dah sampai, cuma tak jual lagi.
Yeah.
I feel like with like merch for a podcast, there's so many ways that you could do things.
Betul.
Like your video, like you could sell a radio, you could sell this thing, you could sell this plant. Like yeah, like, there's so many things you could do, and I think that
True.
as long as it's in your content, you can probably sell it.
Fair also.
Yeah.
So always be a little bit more optimistic. Lah.
Betul.
Yeah, I know that it's hard. Like seeing your stock sitting quietly in a corner and just piling up, it's just like, oh fuck, I don't even want to look at it. It's like the sunk cost fallacy is so bad.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah, but you know that you can get rid of it if you really wanted to. Just do a sale, like hype up, like do more marketing to push it or something. You can like revamp it or like upcycle it into something different.
Yeah. Betul.
True.
Collab dengan Ghostboy ke.
Collab
you
dengan
know?
Ghostboy ke.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fair.
I'll talk to you.
I'll talk to them, man. She'll talk to them when we got there.
No promises. Just kidding.
No promises. Oh, goddamn. And okay, I have to ask as well, how do you manage your time? Like you also do modeling on the side.
Yeah, I
That's
do.
crazy. Because modeling also takes a lot of time.
It's not like I work modeling like every single day. I'm
Yeah,
not Mia.
okay. Yeah, fair.
Yeah, I maybe get like a job like once a week, twice a week, once every 2 weeks sometimes, maybe once a month. So I just take off from Ghostboy whenever because I'm not paying myself that much. Kan? It's like, but I'll take whenever off. Just kidding.
Has my effort it has.
Okay, work 2 days. Enough.
Enough. Holiday diesel.
No, I do go to Ghostboy like Monday to Friday. I make it like a very important thing that I show up to work because I'm also setting an example for all the rest of my staff, even though they don't know how much I'm getting paid. So maybe you shouldn't post that actually.
Okay. All right. So we'll not say the amount, but we'll tell you it's a very modest amount.
You can like bleep it.
Yeah, we'll beep it. So just in case they're curious and they reach this part, it's a very modest amount. You don't know the amount, it's a very modest amount.
Yeah.
Maybe if the workers one day are no longer there, we'll tell the amount.
Okay.
If there's ever an autobiography about you, then you can tell the amount.
Okay, yeah. And then I'll have at least one shock factor.
Exactly.
Because everything else is out.
That's true.
What were we talking about?
We
Sam?
were talking about your scheduling as a model and
okay.
everything, stuff like that.
Yeah. I think I feel constantly burned out. But
Yeah.
I think if there was one day that I didn't feel like I had a ton of things to do, I would feel very bored. I feel happy to do all these things. Then sometimes I feel very overwhelmed because not only is it just like managing times between like working on Ghostboy, doing modeling, and finding time to like film content for influencing.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah, and there's also like my desire to hang out with my family, spend time with my dog, spend time with my grandma, spend time with my boyfriend, and just kind of like balancing all these things that I no longer feel like I have time for hobbies anymore. Yeah, like I used to have so many hobbies. I used to go like park skating. I used to do like painting. I used to do tattooing for a while. And there's a lot of stuff that I had to give up in pursuit of money.
Wow.
Betul.
Understood.
Dah tua, kena share duit.
tua.
Yeah.
Bills to pay.
She's the youngest in this room.
Untuk aku.
Oh, yeah.
Oh shit, no offense guys.
He's 30 this year.
Yeah,
kita
I
orang
can't
berat
believe it. Like, he looks so young. But I would
Thank you.
guess that you were younger than me unless like if I didn't know that you had a kid.
Right?
I baru shave misai, so yeah.
Faham? Kalau ada visa then like what?
Yeah.
30 plus, 40.
29 macam tu.
Yeah, because I guess that he was 27.
Yeah.
Fair.
Yeah.
Oh, god damn. Speaking about time for hobbies, that's actually a great thing as well.
Yeah, like what are your hobbies?
Oh, damn. What
Untuk
are you
I rasa
saying?
I dah tak ada lah. Tak ada
Kau
hobi
dah
tu.
tak ada
Aku
dah?
dah tak ada tu hobi aku.
Hilang?
Yes, hilang. Because aku jenis yang macam perlukan masa yang banyak lah untuk adakan hobi, tahu tak? Now, like, you know, I balik pun I kena fikir pasal anak, kena fikir pasal nak cari duit and all. So, I tak sempat nak berhobi. Dulu I selalu main basketball, futsal, you know, main PS. But now macam daripada aku main ni baik aku fikir macam tu lah. Kadang-kadang lebih banyak fikir daripada buat something, you know, duduk diam
Do you
fikir
feel
je.
guilty if you did the like other things that don't enrich your home life or your work life?
Pasal bersalah ke tak?
Bersalah, I don't know, tak tahu nak cakap bersalah atau tidak, but now macam, you know, I just buat je. And bila bersalah tu mungkin time tengah mandi ke macam, alamak, ruginya tak buat ke apa ke.
Just for a short moment lah. So kau kasi kau masa untuk grief lah atas benda yang kau tak dapat buat tu lah.
betul.
That's fair lah. That's very healthy lah.
Betul.
That's very healthy. For me, my hobbies, I think I always have two constant hobbies throughout anywhere I spend my life, which is I like playing cards. Not like poker cards or anything. So it's like trading cards, like
What kind of trading
Pokemon, Magic the Gathering. Yeah.
I just recently got on TCGP.
Welcome. Selamat datang.
I'll take payment in the form of like full art.
They say January they're gonna accept trading later. So full art, yeah. We'll send full arts your way.
Yeah.
Baru dapat selebi.
So I always make sure I have time to do that. And I don't know why. So this year was the year that Sky's movie came out, right? Like
Yeah.
Project Kaha, right? So I remember like at the end of last year during December, he told me that his previous manager used to tell him that you should appreciate the time where you're not so busy because this is the time for you to do your hobbies and everything and stuff like that, because you will reach a moment in your life where you can no longer do that. And then Sky was like, okay. But when me and Sky, we were playing our games, we were like, okay, that's something to think about. And then when he started like shooting and everything and stuff like that, he really did become much more busy. And although I do sometimes game with him and we game with more of our friends and stuff like that, I'm at the phase of this year where I realized that, you know what? If I'm already doing all I can already for the podcast without, being too burned out. I do get burned out, but not too burned out. And I've already done everything I can for my podcast, for my influencer gigs, and for the merchandise or the clothing line that I want to do. I've done all that I can. So I have free time. So why not I just do something that I like? Yeah. So I wanted to do something that I just like, but then I felt a little bit guilty because it's not bringing me bills. I have to think about bills. So I thought of a solution for that. And that simple solution was just to start playing games that I like, but stream it at the same time.
Monetize everything.
Yeah.
What is that? Stream?
I think like literally last week I started streaming. Yeah.
Do you fear the day that streaming will become a chore to you? Like become like work and you will no longer love it?
I feel like, okay, because I do TikTok lives from time to time. And my TikTok lives is always about me talking to people about their problems.
Okay.
And that is way more emotionally burning me out or killing me.
And it's free.
And it's free. Compared for me, just like, because when I'm doing that, they get something in return. I don't feel like I'm getting much in return, except for, probably good karma in my way. And that's all good and fun. But if I can sit down and play a game and this person is entertained and I'm entertained, so it becomes like a two-way street. So inside my head, that's good karma as well. So if it does become a job, I'll take it. I'll take it.
I love that for you.
Thank you. Thank you. It took a while to come to that realization.
And to be honest, that's probably why I don't feel so bad about not having any hobbies anymore, because Ghostboy started off as a hobby and I still love it.
It became a hobby that really paid your bills at some point. Some bills.
Some bills.
Some
Maybe
bills.
one or two. I'm just kidding. No, it pays me off. Like
it does.
Yeah, I get bonuses and stuff. So.
That's lovely. Okay. So when do you have like a business plan to eventually pay yourself?
What do you mean?
Because like right now it's a very modest amount. Right? So when do you get to be that CEO bad bitch where my pay is good? Have you ever think about that structure?
Well,
because I think about that structure all the time. I'm like, I want people just to edit for me and I'm done. I get paid just for sitting here.
That's of course the end goal. I mean, not the end goal. I mean, we definitely have like a different exit strategy, but to reach the point where I feel like this can be fully passive income, I can like hands off it. I mean, at this point, I feel like I could definitely pay myself more. But I don't really feel the need to, because I would rather hire somebody who will eventually take over my role. And then I'll build the brand big enough so that I'll be able to pay myself more while that person's already working for me. That's what me and David are hoping to do. But we know it's a long way to go.
Okay, how long is long? Have you ever thought about like how many years this is going to take?
At least 5.
5 more years.
5 to 10.
That's actually not bad, actually. Yeah, that's actually not bad. You would be somewhere in your...
Very high expectations.
Really? Isn't it like a very achievable goal in 5 years?
No. It's scary sometimes. I feel like sometimes I look at people who can start brands and maybe they come from money or like they have good investors. And I think like, wow, it's so much easier if you start off with a lot of money, because like Ghostboy, we've never invested any money into it at all. So we've never like actually paid for anything out of our pocket that didn't get returned to us within the same month. So if my bag of clothes that I thrifted plus David's machinery could generate us. Let's say that valued at a total about 5,000. That was our initial investment, and is able to generate us the average revenue that we can earn in a year. Like how much more could I have achieved if I started off with 500,000? Yeah. Would I have been able to multiply it in the same magnitude that I was able to do when we started Ghostboy?
That actually makes sense.
Yeah.
That actually makes sense. Have you ever seen like an episode of Shark Tank?
Yeah.
So I feel like I understand where you're coming from, because in Shark Tank they always say, I need capital because I want to expand. You know, and that expenditure is kind of like having more employees so you can reach your deadline faster. And when you reach your deadline faster, you can think about other things. Yeah. So basically leaving the creative free of the burden of mundane tasks. Right? And I think I understand that feeling. Understood. But 5 more years seems achievable. Achievable. Yeah, with the success that you've grown right now. It's actually
At
quite
the rate
nice.
that we're going, if we can constantly do this, I think 5 years would be good.
It's quite good.
Fingers
though.
crossed.
Fingers crossed. And pinky toes as well.
toes.
That's
Sebab
nice.
before this pun you ada cakap like you cakap pasal interview tu kan, you cakap you punya goals juga nanti nak ada kedai. Now you dah ada. So lepas ni you rasa apa next kan, you rasa macam Ghostboy nak achieve tu juga.
Wow.
Would you like to have like a party all sponsored by Ghostboy? And the invitation is just for you to wear the outfits?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like that's not too far off. Like I can do that. Maybe I'll do it next year. Good idea.
I have to think about my outfit.
Yeah, maybe I'll cut up a Borak space tee and I'll cycle it for you. You can wear it.
Okay. Collab right there.
I think we would want to also open our own flagship store. Yeah, because currently we're doing Studio Plus store. If we can open a separate store, then we can take up the rest of the store space that's currently being utilized as a store and use it as like storage or like make the whole thing the studio lah, and then we open the store separately elsewhere.
Understood. Because your shop is only open from Friday to Sundays, right?
Yeah, it's because low manpower. And we don't really feel like the area that we are at will generate enough foot traffic to justify opening between Monday to Thursday. I'm not going to pay somebody to be there from Monday to Thursday to generate me like, I don't know, like 2,000 in sales in total. But yeah.
Betul. Okay.
That makes sense.
Yeah, because we know that most people will shop on Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And then soon enough, we're going to open like by appointment basis that you can come and shop, and we'll open the doors to you Monday through Thursday.
That's actually quite nice.
Yeah, slowly once we can like get more staff, then maybe we'll, if we see the potential in that, then we'll open 7 days a week or something.
Okay. Slowly starting slow lah.
Yeah, starting so.
Oh, that's really cool.
Okay.
That's really good. You know, this is such a nice conversation with you because it's keeping me modest in some sense. Instead of like just rushing it, because every single time I'm on TikTok and I hear some financial dude talking about TikTok, some guy on TikTok talking about finance, it's always in a sense of speed. Yes, in some sense, it is true. You know, like the faster you do something, the faster you learn a mistake and the faster you can improve on it, which is fair. But sometimes that speed gets interpreted in a way where, everyone has a website. I have to have a website too. Everyone has a store. I have to have a store too. You know, like I'm comparing myself to others and I want to reach that goal much more faster. Yeah. So...
But you know, the path is like different for like the situations are all different. Like you might be coming from a different circumstance than somebody else who's like giving you advice like, oh, you have 500K now, invested in this. And then you get like 20% per annum. And then I don't have 500K.
Same. Same. Not even in a game I have 500K, bro. I'm poor in real life and in games. Jeez.
Yeah, but it's also really hard like to look at advice or like people being successful around you and being able to achieve so much else, and you think, oh, I could have had that for myself. But maybe you could, maybe you also couldn't have. And if you made the same things and if you made the same decisions that they made, would you actually have been would you actually have gotten the same result as them?
That's true. There's this book called like The Art of Thinking Clearly. And inside of one of the chapters, by the way, that book really slaps all hope away from you because it makes you think so clearly. But it's so good in some sense where, for example, they say, so you went to a successful person and then asked their recipe for success. Okay, all right. Why don't you go to 1,000 failures and you ask them why they failed? Everyone has a different reason. Everyone has a different story, different circumstance. So don't push yourself so much because sometimes people just do get lucky.
Yeah. It is. It really is about that.
Yeah.
David was saying something to me like just yesterday. It's like you can learn so much more about business from learning about brands that failed, like what they did to fail versus brands telling you what they did to succeed. It's like, so constantly avoiding all of these mistakes that you could make to fail could be your key to success.
Betul.
That's true. That's true. Yeah. Because like you said, not every formula can be replicated like a copy paste kind of thing. Yeah.
You don't have to do drop shipping.
That's true. That's true.
Mana tu lepas ni buat stockists kan?
It's okay to love your product and do what you want to do.
Although it might take longer, but it's a journey.
Yeah.
It's a journey. There's this quote that I like from my brother. My brother gave me this quote randomly one day where he said like, it's okay if your story is not like everyone else because then it's much more interesting to read about it. Imagine if your story is like, I wanted to open a business and then somebody gave me 500k funding.
Let's go.
And then after that, we are here right now.
Habis.
Exactly. Because that's the
My
same.
recipe for success is general wealth. I would love to hear that. I would love somebody to actually say that honestly.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Because I would love to know that.
Nobody wants to admit that.
No.
Nobody wants to admit that.
It doesn't have to be hard work.
It could be your dad's hard work.
Yeah. Just kidding.
No, but the same thing happened for. Do you know the Wolf and Turtle owner?
Wolf and yeah.
Do you know the Wolf and Turtle cafe?
Sekejap game.
Oh yeah. You tengok because he did work hard. It's not like he got like the 100k and then like everything just became
bukan
easier for him.
terus ada franchise dah semua. Bukan dah ada Wolf and Turtle yang sekarang ni.
Yeah, exactly. He got 100k and he made sure he used that 100k to the maximum of visibility.
And I want to, like that's the kind of stuff you want to hear about, right? Like, hey, you have money and then how did you use it? Because I feel like that's really important.
Exactly. That's really important
Yeah.
because I've also known some people. Like this was a old friend of mine. The dad was rich and the mom wanted to start a business. So the mom opened a business, everything stuff like that. But she didn't have any strategy. She just had a vision, an idea. She opened a restaurant, but within 1 year it just closed down. So that's also another case of like, okay, there's generational wealth there. There's a lot of money there. Why it didn't happen? Right?
That's a good point.
Yeah. That's the point. So money is money, but it's like how you use the money.
Yeah.
How you
Having
use
money
it.
doesn't guarantee your success.
Exactly. You can only complain about money when you know that you haven't had it for 4 years and you're trying to do something. Like it's valid to hear you say it. It's valid to hear you say it. It's not valid when you're like super rich and you say you don't have money. It's like, fuck you. That doesn't make any sense. That makes no sense at all. Damn, I learned a lot. And I guess I understand also why Rowan idolizes you.
Rowan idolizes
Yeah,
me.
she does.
Rowan, I love you.
She does. I think we were at Adam's birthday party this year, and we were playing like truth or dare questions. And then somebody asked her like, "Okay, who's someone that you sometimes grow envious of, but in a good way?" And then she said your name because she found you so talented. The fact that you can model and rock any look that you like and that you can, and at the same time run your own business and stuff like that. And I see that.
That's really sweet of her.
Yeah, she's a sweet gal.
Yeah. I'm going to sleep good tonight.
As you should.
Yeah.
As you should.
It's nice to have people see me in that light, I guess.
Yeah, no,
And
honestly.
for someone that I look up to as well.
Oh,
She's
I'll
great.
let her know.
Yeah.
But no, I've heard so many great things about you, and it's such a honor to have you on the podcast.
Yeah.
It's such an honor to have my mindset rewired in some sense.
Oh.
Yeah, in a good way. Yeah.
Are we about to end?
Yeah, we're about to end.
Okay.
We're about to end. And
I had something else to say, but
go ahead.
it's gonna like be an extra like 20
it's okay.
minutes.
It's okay. Go ahead. Go
Betul,
ahead. I don't
betul.
care. Yeah, I don't care.
Okay.
Yeah.
On the topic of like whatever like Rowan said, like gaining respect, I guess.
Mhm.
That was one of the challenges that me and David had to face when we were starting Ghostboy.
Okay.
Not starting Ghostboy, but like throughout the entire time that we've been running Ghostboy, it's like how do we get the respect of people within the industry while we cater to this very Gen Z market. And then sometimes people would say it or would ask me like, Ghostboy, really, you can earn money ka? Or like, oh, so who's your audience actually? It's like, really, got target audience. Like there are people that do look down on us because they are very traditional in the mindset that they think that money is earned mainly through selling to mass market. Or like, or you're not making stuff that's good enough in their standards. And I think this whole thing about selling to younger crowd is quite new to people in Malaysia, especially because it's either like you sell to like rich tai, like really nice like brocade garments and like that kind of like really high class stuff, or you're doing
like
like
the one piece that costs like 10K,
yeah,
20K.
yeah, like that, like custom stuff, or like maybe like t-shirts or something that everybody can wear. Yeah, and so like we're kind of like in between. Even our pricing is like kind of in between, and people just like, oh, does this really work? And because we also want, I mean, David studied in fashion, so he had this kind of feeling that like, oh, I really want people to look at us as a real brand, or like see that we have the potential to actually be something more than an upcycling brand or like this Gen Z brand. And a lot of people think that like, oh, we sell to like college girls only, but actually we sell a lot to like late 20s, 30s also. There's a big target audience for that. And even the younger girls that they're like, oh, really can make money, they have money to spend. Like there is a niche when you look for it. And for a long time we were just like kind of having this identity crisis, that era that we were like kind of like thinking whether or not we should close down and stuff. Just because we just didn't know where we were going. And we are also like kind of grappling with this, like, I want to do something impressive and I also want to do something that will sustain my business. Yeah, so I can't always be making fantastic showpieces that maybe celebrities will borrow for a loan, but I make zero money off of it, versus selling something that will, like, people will actually want to buy, even though it's not very impressive design-wise. And then this year when we did Cal Fashion Week, we got good feedback from people who have been in the industry for a very long time. And it kind of felt like we finally
got
are
recognized.
seen. Yeah, like, oh, like we're actually a real brand. Maybe this was all in our heads.
No, but that's fair. That's fair. Yeah,
and we've had our
yeah.
fair share of haters.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and after winning the something,
you received one award
the
recently.
Emerging Women's Wear Designer Award, we felt like, oh, it's really cool, because the panel of judges, they were like stylists, designers, people who've worked in the industry for decades, and they picked us to win it, and that kind of felt like, oh,
it was a surreal moment.
This feels like legit. Yeah. Yeah.
Dude, that's lovely. That's lovely. And I think like we also had that same experience because we got like a sponsored trip to Japan.
Oh, sick.
Yeah. And it was mainly because of this podcast.
Amazing. When was this?
This was like October this year.
Which part of Japan?
We went to Tokyo.
Fun.
Yeah, so I understood exactly what you felt, because like we thought as ourselves as sometimes people don't think of us as a legit podcast as well, because our clips go viral, but sometimes when you look at the main footage, it's somewhere sitting around an average of 3 to 7, or maybe sometimes 10K, or maybe sometimes 60K views. And sometimes people question our eligibility, or family members or friends or family, or are you actually making money out of this and everything, etc. Or can you make money from merchandise, blah, 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 and everything, etc. But the moment when we were handpicked to just go to Japan and everything is just flew off. So I completely understand how you felt. Yeah, congratulations to you too.
Yeah, nice.
Let's go. Yeah, in some sense, it made us felt seen.
Betul.
Yeah. And sometimes you wish that you didn't have to deal with these feelings by having outside validation also, but it feels so good.
Yes, exactly. Especially like outside validation from people that matter.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the judges of panel, we're just nobodies.
Yeah.
They were people with titles, with names, and they
Yeah.
selected you.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Betul.
It's cool.
That's a big achievement, though. Proud of you.
Thanks. I'm proud of you guys too.
Oh, thanks. Proud to hear that.
Yeah.
Well, that's so good. What a heart-warming moment.
Yeah. You can wrap up the podcast now.
Yeah, we wrap up the podcast now. Yeah, that's
Wow.
good. All good. So yeah, there we go. I think like we learned a lot.
Me too.
Yeah. So thank you so much for the insight, and thank you so much for trying your best for the past 4 years,
Betul.
defying what other people are saying. Mm.
Defying gravity.
She likes Wicked.
I do. It's not a secret.
It's not a secret. Oh, I forgot. There was one more thing I want to say regarding to those like people who say like, oh, why don't you just make one-off clothing, to sell to these aunties or these dato and datin. Have you ever had them as a client? Do you know how pesky they can be sometimes? Do you know how they make you feel like they own you with a piece of cash?
Yes.
It is not a good feeling.
You sound like you have personal
I
experience.
do. Like
Doing what?
I remember like before this, I was a video editor. So it was like KL Fashion Week 2016 or 17. There were a few datins that approached just for me to record and then like shoot and everything and stuff like that. But the way they treated me, I know there are some nice people out there, yes. But they were not within my circle. They were far
They were not
away.
your clients.
They were not my clients. And how snobbish they were when they were talking.
Okay.
They really made you feel like they owned you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sebab dia campak duit je.
Mm.
That makes me feel so happy because my customers are the best.
Right?
They're so fun. They're so sweet. They come with their moms and they'll get matching outfits.
Oh.
It's so cute.
Oh,
Yeah, and they're all hot.
nice.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Let's go. See? Hot moms.
Hot moms.
Then
Betul,
you
betul, betul, betul.
horrible datins. I'll put it out there. Well, thank you so much, Goose. Thank you so much, Cheng, for coming to this
Thank you.
podcast.
Thank you guys for having me so much.
Thank you so much.
It's really fun.
It was really fun as well. Yeah. I wish all the best for Ghostboy. And I
Betul.
wish for more success for you.
you.
And I know it's a little bit earlier, but Gong Si Fa Chai.
Happy New Year.
Happy
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Thank you.
Because Gong Si Fa Chai does mean like, hope you get more rich, right? But, or not? Or am I?
Not necessarily more rich, just more abundant. And
Okay.
Mhm.
Then more of that. Whatever
Cool.
she wants.
I wish that same thing on you guys.
Okay, let's go.
You guys deserve it.
Thank you.
I see you guys are hard workers also.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate it. Appreciate it. We'll see you guys next time. Same place, same to. Wait, when the time next week? New Year's, eh?
Betul.
Ah, okay. Ah.
Yes.
Oh,
New
we'll
Year.
see you in the New Year's, I guess. Happy New Year's to everyone celebrating. Take care.
Yes,
Happy
Thank
New
Have
you.
a great 2025.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Mwah.
Wow.
Yeah, he does that every time.
I want to do one too.
Okay. Lovely. Great.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.